Hey VC, it's me Roger back with another video. Rearrange things down here. The sofa's out of here. Had to make room for the Moogertron, which is droning away in the background. Cheers to you all. Bummer news about Prince, huh? Rock stars are dropping like flies these days. But the music lives on. Yeah, I have some Prince records. Kind of lost interest in him as the 90s wore on, but didn't expect him to pass on quite so soon. I mean, he's only a few years older than me. Anyway. Hey, I got a bunch of records to show. Between record store day, and a record show, and I got some VCLT to show. So let's just get started. First, I want to give some VCLT thanks to the one and only Christopher Cole, formerly known as John Coltrane 68, formerly known as Astral Traveler 68. Hey Chris, I don't think you watch my videos, but thanks for these records. I really appreciate it. I really wish you hadn't deleted your channel, but anyway, I see him around on Facebook, and he sent me a message and said he was moving, and so he gave a bunch of records out to a bunch of people, and he sent me a little stack, and you know, it's really such an honor to get records from Chris Cole. It really is. He really thought I'd like this. Amarcord Nino Rota. I remember Nino Rota. Interpretations of Nino Rota's music from the films of Federico Fellini. Really interesting lineup. This is on Hannibal. Hannibal label? Which I know is more like kind of a folk rock label, but yeah, interesting lineup of arrangements by Carla Bley, David Amram, Muhal Richard Abrams, William Fisher, Chris Stein and Michael Saul, Sharon Freeman, solo performances by Jackie Byard, Steve Lacy, Bill Frisell, Dave Samuels. Yeah, this looks really interesting. From 1981. So a young Bill Frisell. He's still interesting. And then this is classic Chris Cole, right? Jazz songs. Looks like a total private press kind of thing. Jazz ensemble with choir. Now, I'm not a big religious person, but coming from Chris Cole, I bet this is great. And you know, jazz ensembles and choir can work really well, like those Andrew Hill records. Yeah, I haven't checked any of these out yet. I'm really looking forward to, you know, giving them a good cleaning and sitting down and listening to them. That looks really interesting. As does this Planet Love, Ernie Watts Quartet. This is on World Pacific Jazz. When was that Jazz Psalms thing from? Early 80s, I think. Doesn't even say, does it? 1982. Yeah, Ernie Watts. On the back it says, from out of the Buddy Rich Orchestra comes a new jazz star. And now, you know, Buddy Rich, whatever. But again, coming from Chris Cole, you know this is going to be cool. I don't recognize any of these players. But yeah, thank you, man. I really appreciate this. And then finally, this, again, I have no idea what this is, but it comes from Chris Cole, and it looks really interesting. Tangier on CIS Northwest, 1981. Again, looks like private press, kind of jazz fusion-y thing. Again, I don't know any of these players. 81 out of Oregon, looks like. Portland, Oregon. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be really nice. Thank you so much, Chris. I'm touched, and I hope your move goes well, and I can try to hit you up in return. And what do you give a guy like that? Cheers, Chris. Cheers to VC. The VC love train. It's amazing. All right, so God, where do I begin here? I guess, well, this is something I picked up recently for like $1. Les McCann, Invitation to Openness on Atlantic from 1972. I don't have any other Les McCann records, and I really am not familiar with him. I guess I kind of thought of him as more of like a, you know, post-hard bop, sort of straight-ahead player, pianist, you know, but really wasn't familiar with him. But, you know, I guess I got this on Record Store Day because it was on sale, so, you know, it was half off or something. And so I thought, for $1, I like the cover. It's on Atlantic, 1972. There's lots of electric piano and synthesizer, and anyway, this is excellent record out of the, you know, electric Miles Davis bag, and out of like Herbie's Mowendishi band stuff. Not as heavy as that stuff, a little lighter, a little more soul jazz, but excellent. Really, just I was knocked out by this, and I posted on Facebook, and you know, it's a Christopher Cole approved record, and he pointed out that Layers, and I guess there's a double live LP on Atlantic that he really digs. Yeah, this is, yeah, for you electric piano, synthesizer, funky fusion guys. This is, yeah, for $1. Yeah, geez, awesome. Okay, here's another record I found over the last couple of weeks that I've been looking for. Really psyched to find it. UK pressing version of Epsilon and Malaysian Pale by Edgar Froese. Beautiful gatefold, minty mint. Yeah, you know, Tangerine Dream, electronic music. As we go on, you're going to find that electronic music is a running theme of records. So yeah, I had his other solo record, Aqua. Didn't have this. This is excellent. I mean, if you like that spacey electronic music. All right. Cheers. So, a week ago Sunday, I went to a record show here in Nashville. Kind of the same one that's been around for years and years, and it's often pretty disappointing. I don't know. I've shown you videos. Sometimes I find things, but and there's a story why it's kind of been kind of sucky as the years go by, but I'm not going to share that with you right now. But anyway, I went. I took my nephew. It's kind of a thing we try to do, is go to the record show and take him out to lunch, have Bloody Marys and Mexican food. So I didn't feel any need to get there first in line, and I wasn't expecting much. Holy cow, there's this new guy, I'd never seen him before, and he had boxes and boxes and boxes of amazing records. Lots and lots of records priced at $100 and up, and worth every penny. I mean, well, let me just show you what I mean, I didn't buy anything else because it was like, phew. Check this out, Helden 2, Aletheia, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Original French on, this is Ursa, no, just Disjuncta, it's original Disjuncta. Now, I was hoping I could get rid of the Superior Viaduct reissue, but I can't because it includes, I guess, the B-side of a 7-inch. I guess I'll hold on to that. But to have an original, holy crap. Helden's Third, 2 LPs on original French, Eurus. Now, it's kind of funny. The first side is not perfect. It's like whoever owned this record, which would put it on and then take it off, violently take it off, and they'd get a little bit further, but and by the last track on the first side plays perfect, and the rest of the album plays perfect. It's like whoever owned it, they could not get through the first side. Whatever. I mean, so it's not perfect. So I didn't pay a huge amount of money for it. What an awesome record! Oh my God, double LP studio Helden. It's thanks to the VC that I even know about Helden, and it's like it's changed my life. It's like the music that I've heard in my head. It's like, oh, these guys were doing it. And this is maybe their best record. Helden 4, Agneta Nilsson. Again, original French Urus pressing. Yeah, this is fucking great. Just, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe some of the records that this guy had. I mean, La Dusseldorf. He had multiple copies of La Dusseldorf. An original, a couple of Japanese pressings. Picked this up, Tim Blake's Crystal Machine. Really minty copy on Egg. French Egg label. 1977. This is a big VC fave. Again, I remember like Derek and some other people showing this record, and so yeah, this guy played with Gong and Hawkwind, and he made these 2 solo records. He had both, of course. Blake's New Jerusalem, 78. This is great electronic music, just great. And look at that back cover. That just tells you everything you need to know about what. This one has vocals based on William Blake's New Jerusalem, but it's still great. It's all right. And he had multiple copies of the first Clearlight Symphony record. Japanese copy, a original Virgin copy, like a German reissue. Now I have that record. I have an original of that record, but he had one copy of the second one, Visions, on French Polydor. Oh, what is this from? The 70s. They were moving even more into like a new age direction, but me, that's fine with me. I don't recognize a lot of these players except for Didier Lockwood on violin, but maybe some bong people on this. I'm not sure. I know there's some bong people on the first one. Sorry. So yeah, right there it was like, well, did some damage, but wow, God. So I'm like looking around at the other vendors, and it's like the usual stuff, and like, because I put a bunch of things back. I was just like, oh my god, and then I started doing the math, and it was like, well, unless I can get a second mortgage written this afternoon on a Sunday, I had to put some things back. So, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? I know you do. So yeah, I'm digging around, and I'm like, and I'm thinking, why am I wasting my time? Why am I wasting my money when this guy has the shit? And so I went back and pulled a couple things that I put back. Tassavalan and Presidente, Milky Way Moses. U.S. pressing on Janus from, 74. Finnish, progressive jazz influence, progressive rock, a definite Canterbury kind of feel, kind of similar to Finn Forest, kind of. Anyway, I think I remember seeing people show this in the VC, and I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. And it is. It's a great record. This guitar player, Jukka Tolonen, really fantastic. And the guy was saying, oh yeah, that guitar player's fantastic. And he had a bunch of his solo records, and I definitely remember seeing maybe Derek show this, his first solo record, Tolan. This is also a U.S. pressing on Janus from '74. This is all instrumental, killer. This is what a great guitar player, and hints of Zappa maybe in some of this. Zappa in his more tasteful outings. Yeah, killer. So I asked this guy, I was like, why are you selling all these amazing records? And he's like, oh, they're duplicates. Yeah, I have 10,000 records, and I go to Japan twice a year. I bring back records. He's going to be at a new record show here in Nashville next month. So I'm going to try to be good for the next month or so, because I want to give him more money, bring home more cool records like that. Because he had like some Gong stuff, some Bond stuff that I needed, some David Allen solo stuff, all that, like Dusseldorf, all kinds of krautrock stuff that just you don't see. Not to mention the Japanese stuff. Holy crap, Robert Z. I know you don't watch me, but you would go nuts because he had minty Japanese stuff with all those snazzy obies just waiting for your $100 bills. My nephew looked at the pile and he's like, "What is this stuff?" All right. Before we move on to Record Store Day, here's a couple of new records I've picked up recently. Matthew Bourne, Mood Memory. Now, I didn't know who this guy was, but I was like, I saw it at Grammys in the new arrivals bin, and I was like, well, I'm buying this. I mean, look at that. Look at that cover. How could I resist? Yeah, Matthew Bourne, known as a pianist, but he's had his memory moog like massively modified. There's something on here about where they completely rebuild memory moogs and turn them into actual useful instruments. Those original memory moogs are just ridiculously complex. So anyway, and it's like, him doing his thing on memory moog. So yeah, cool, spacey electronics, right up my alley. More not in that like 70s kind of way, but more in that like captured tracks kind of thing, like Niels Fromm kind of vibe, a little more not ambient, not exactly new age, but kind of sweet or something. I don't know. I liked it a lot. It comes with a CD that has 2 long tracks that are not on vinyl. That's cool. I like when they do that. What label is this on? Just so you know, the Leaf label. I'm not sure what kind of leaf they're talking about there. Yesterday was 420. Happy 420. Maybe someday all the United States will be like Colorado. Alright, here's another thing I found in the new arrivals bin. It's like grimy, though. I just was like, okay. VCSR, tape number 4 on Permanent Records. Yeah, this like Chicago-based collective that none of this stuff was ever released at the time. They existed between 78 and 1980, and made all these recordings, and so this is the first issue of any of this stuff. Synthesizers. Kind of on the sleepy, spacey side of things. More like Popol Vuh, and they're more sleepy than like Klaus Schulze. Like, I don't know. I really liked it. It's how could I resist? All right. You would think that would be enough, and every time Record Store Day comes around, I tell myself, I don't care. I really don't care. I'm certainly not going to get up in the middle of the night and wait in line. But then it gets to be the day of, and I'm like, maybe I'll check it out. at my pace. So yeah, Great Escape opened at 7 a.m. So I'm thinking, well, the crowds have got to be out of there by 9. So I got there about 10, and sure enough, so they were cleaned out of record store exclusive stuff. I did find one thing. Might as well show that right now. They had one copy of this left. Emmylou Harris, Wrecking Ball, the deluxe edition on 3 LPs. I love this record since it came out in 1995. One of my favorite Emmylou Harris records. Produced by Daniel Lanois, has really unbelievably lush sonics, and the original HD CD sounds really, really good. And I think I remember this was supposed to come out last year for Record Store Day, but it never materialized. And here it is, and they did a really nice job with this. I mean, if you love this record like I do, then you need to snap this up. And the alternate takes and outtakes are really, they're really worth hearing. I mean, what is the song? Deeper Well went through a number of different transformations before the actual take. So that was cool. I thought, well, okay, I got that. You know, success on Record Store Day, right? But I'm poking around, and they were having 50% off sale. I got that Les McCann record for half off. Also found this. You know, I'm looking for picture sleeves. Jefferson Airplane, Lather backed with Crown of Creation. Actually, Crown of Creation is the A-side. Original 1968 on RCA. You know, I didn't get this to play. I got it for the picture sleeve. And that's just cool as shit. I'm sorry, it just is. 1968, it's in pretty good shape for being that old. So yeah, there's another store that I've talked about, McKay's Books. It's more of a bookstore, more of a book warehouse than anything else. But it's the kind of place where you can take your stuff and they give you cash or credit. And upstairs they have some vinyl and CDs, and they carry some new stuff. So they, you know, got in actually a bunch of Record Store Day stuff. So I went there late in the morning and found a bunch of stuff. Let me show some 7-inches here. Para Ubu, 30 Seconds Over Tokyo, back with Heart of Darkness. Classic. Originally on Nearpan Records. This is a reissue on Fire. Originally from 1975. I mean, this is just... It had been a long time since I'd heard this. And, yeah, what do you call this? Pre-punk? 75? Pre-post-punk? Yeah, hugely influential band. Yeah, I got this at McKay. Also, The Sword, John the Revelator. Yeah, this is not all that exciting, but I like The Sword. I'll come back to those. So yeah, McKay's. Not only did I get that nice coat, but I got a poster. Record Store Day. All right. Let's just go through this right now. Yeah, Sun-Ra, Spaceways. On Orgy. Originally on Black Lion. I've had the CD for a long time. It's really confusing when this is from. I had to go look at my blog when I used to write about Sun-Ra. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is a good one. It is a good one. Fairly limited, I think, on blue vinyl. I would expect a black vinyl reissue of this. Yeah, this is from '66 with a little bit of stuff from '68 with June Tyson, but otherwise, really, some of my favorite period stuff. Live recordings, great. Speaking of Helden, here's Richard Pinhas and John Livingood, Cyborg Sally. Originally came out on CD in 1994. This is the first vinyl issue of it on Souffle Continuum. being a complete Helden freak at the moment, I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting this. It's on colored vinyl. Again, I would expect a black vinyl to come out later, like those other Helden things. So it's 94. Apparently it's Penhouse's return to making music after kind of a long break. And it's the early 90s, so it's not that 70s thing. It's got, you know, there's a lot of digital kind of things happening. But I dig it. It's great electronic music. Excuse me. Alright, I'm sorry. I gotta speed up here. They had this, John Renbourn, the Attic Tapes. I've been looking forward to this coming out. Early mono, some live, some like, you know, recorded in a bedroom. Things, 2 LPs on Riverboat, made in the EU. Very cool. Love that UK folk stuff. There's some modern folk, jazz, psych, whatever, I don't know what you're gonna call it. Charles Rumback and Riley Walker. You know how much I love Riley Walker. Yeah, an instrumental mini LP on blue vinyl. It was Riley Walker playing electric guitar. That's really kind of interesting. Sadly, the recording quality is kind of shit, I think. But, you know, who has money? Speaking of which, this is one of the kind of stupid, pricey things that, you know, pisses me off about Record Store Day. But I love this band, Nothing. And this is an exclusive one-sided 12-inch with 2 songs, ACD and Sons and Lovers. And then, well, I'm going to pull it out because this is the whole point of picking up these tchotchkes. You know, so it's on white vinyl, but the B-side has their logo silkscreen on it. So not like a picture disc, but actual silkscreen. I think that's kind of cool. They have a new album coming out next month, which I'm looking forward to checking out. Alright, hold on here. The pile is teetering over here, and I'm almost 30 minutes in. Thank you folks who are still hanging out. Alright, I'm going to save those for last. Yeah, I went to Grimey's on Sunday, the day after Record Store Day, and they were pretty picked over, but I did get a few more 7-inches. Here's Bob Dylan's Japanese Tour EP, 4 songs from his forthcoming record of more standards. Fallen Angels coming out next month, I guess. Red vinyl, pretty cool. Reissue of DNA's first single. You and You, back with Little Ants. Yeah, great. I'd forgotten that Akui Mori was in DNA with Arto Lindsay. Yeah, I saw Akui Mori. Figures. And then I was just going through the racks and I found a 7-inch, not Record Store Day, but an old Lower Den 7-inch Batman, backed with Dear Betty Baby, a Mayo Thompson song. Yeah, Lower Dens. I don't have their first record, which this is drawn from, I think, 2010. This is on Noman Song. I like this band, Dream Pop, out of Baltimore, which is the capital of Dream Pop. Alright. Just a few more. Found these at McKay's, and they're not special Record Store Day things, and I was planning to get them anyway, and I'm really super duper excited to have them, and it's metal, so if you don't like metal, you can just shut me off right now. But anyway, the first 3 Ulver records. Bergtot, their first album, Century Media, originally came out in 95 or something like that. Really nicely done reissue. I guess, I missed out on the big box set, and this is drawn from that. And yeah, really nice heavy duty gatefold cover with a nice booklet and insert in English, which is nice. Yeah, so Norwegian black metal. Their second album, Kveldsanger, from 97, I think. And this is like all acoustic, kind of almost like classical folk kind of. I guess they kind of disowned this record as being kind of naive classical music or something, but I think it's cool. It's so there's elements of that kind of acoustic stuff on their first record, but also some heavy black metal things, and then this is like all acoustic. And then their third album, Nathan's Madrigal, from I think 99 or something like that, 98, is mostly like pretty heavy black metal, but great. I'm no expert on black metal, but I really like this, and no wonder they have such a reputation. They went on to be really more of an experimental band than strictly black metal, but yeah, really cool, nicely done reissues. Really super happy to have them. And that is it for records for now. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thank you for your comments. I always try to respond. Sometimes comments get lost for me. I'm trying to be better. Cheers, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I'll see you soon.